Hello, everyone, and welcome to this explainer on nurturing empathy. Picture this: you're trying to mediate an intense toddler dispute over one very important blue block. Emotions are running high, and it seems as though nobody is listening. If you ever felt overwhelmed while helping children navigate strong emotions, you are in the right place. Today, we will explore how you can nurture empathy and emotional intelligence through practical, no cost activities that you can begin using right away. Here is our roadmap for today. First, we'll explore the building blocks of empathy. Second, we'll learn how children can recognize emotional signals. Third, we'll practice choosing helpful responses. Fourth, we'll discover how teamwork supports empathy. And finally, we'll discuss the important role adults play in nurturing empathy. Teaching a concept as complex as compassion can sometimes feel overwhelming. However, the solution does not require an expensive curriculum or a degree in psychology. Children learn important social and emotional skills through relationships, conversions, adult modeling, and play. Simple games give them opportunities to recognize feelings, consider another person's experience, and practice responding with care. To understand why these activities help, we must first recognize that empathy is not a skill children master all at one time. It develops gradually with guidance and practice. Empathy involves three important actions. First, noticing a feeling, perhaps seeing that a friend is upset after dropping a snack. Second, trying to understand the experience, realizing that the friend may feel disappointed, sad, or hungry. And third, responding with care, perhaps offering assistance, sharing a snack, or asking, "Are you okay?" Let's begin with section 1, the building blocks of empathy. Children do not automatically know what to say whenever someone is feeling frightened, angry, or frustrated. They are still developing the language, emotional awareness, self control, and perspective taking skills needed to respond appropriately. They learn by observing caring adults, talking about emotions, and practicing their responses in safe situations. We cannot expect the child to choose a caring response if the child has not yet learned how to recognize or name the emotion evolved. That is why emotional vocabulary and repeated practice are so important. Now, let's move to section 2, recognizing emotional signals. Our first game is emotional charades. In this engaging activity, you take turns acting out different feelings without saying their names. The goal is to help children connect visible facial expressions and body language with internal emotions. You might smile and clap to demonstrate excitement across your arms and frown to show frustration, or pretend to tremble to represent fear. Ask the child, "What feeling do you think I am showing?" Then switch roles and let the child act out an emotion while you guess. This activity makes the abstract concept emotion more visible, concrete, and enjoyable. It teaches children to pay closer attention to the facial expressions, movements, and emotional signals of other people. As children become more skilled at noticing these signs, they may begin recognizing when a playmate is becoming frustrated, sad, or uncomfortable. Our second game is Be a Feelings Detective. This game can transform an everyday activity such as reading a story or looking through family photographs into an investigation of emotions. You can make the activity playful by using detective voice or even giving the child a toy magnifying glass. Ask your little detective to search for clues in a person's facial expression, posture, actions, and surroundings. You might ask, how do you think this person feels? What clues helped you decide? Or what might have happened? But there is another important lesson here. We cannot always know exactly how someone feels simply by looking at them. Teach children that a thoughtful feelings detective also checks the clues by asking a kind question such as, "Are you okay?" or "Would you like to talk?" This child this helps children understand the difference between making an assumption and showing genuine concern. Now let's move to section 3, choosing a helpful response. Recognizing someone's feelings is only part of empathy. Children also need opportunities to consider how they might respond. Our third game is What Could We Do? Present children with a simple situation and invite them to suggest helpful responses. You might say your friend's block tower failed and now your friend is crying. What could you do? Allow the child to think of several possibilities. The child might suggest helping rebuild the tower, finding a teacher, offering comforting words, or simply sitting quietly beside the friend. That final response is important because empathy is not always about fixing the problem. Sometimes it means being present and letting someone know they are not alone. As fourth game as kindness role play. Use dolls, puppets, or stuffed animals to practice responding to common social situations. Perhaps one toy feels left out of a game. Another toy may lose something important, or one character may accidentally hurt another character's feelings. Ask questions such as, how could this character show kindness? What could this character say? Or what might help everyone feel included? Pretend play gives children a safe, low pressure environment in which to practice caring words and actions. No friendship is at risk if the first attempt does not go perfectly. Now, let's move to section 4, together, succeeding together through teamwork. Our fifth game is the teamwork challenge. Choose a shared activity that children must complete together. They might carry a ball between them without using their hands, assemble a puzzle, build one structure with blocks, or create one picture as a team. Many children's games focus on competition with one winner and one loser. A teamwork challenge shifts the focus from defeating another person to listening, cooperating, sharing ideas, and accomplishing a common goal. The activity is valuable But the conversation afterward is equally important. Ask questions such as, how did your partner help you? How did you help your partner? And how did it feel when you worked together? These questions encourage children to reflect on another person's contributions, needs, and ideas. That reflection helps strengthen the social and emotional skills involved in empathy and cooperation. Finally, let's discuss section 5, how adults nurture empathy. Consider two different approaches to a common childhood conflict. The first approach is immediately forcing a child to say, "I'm sorry." A child might repeat those words without understanding what happened or how the person feels. This can produce a polite response without developing genuine understanding. The second approach helps the child connect an action with another person's experience. An adult might say, "Look at your friend's face. Your friend seems upset because the toy was taken. What could we do to help?" The goal is not merely to force an apology. The goal is to help the child recognize what happened, understand its effects on someone else's, and choose a caring response. And here is an important reminder for every parent, teacher, and caregiver. Young children are still developing self-control, emotional language, and the ability to consider one's personal point of view. Empathy requires patience and repetition. If a child notices someone's sadness one day and overlooks it the next, it does not mean the child has failed or that your teaching was unsuccessful. It simply means the child is still learning. Adults nurture empathy most powerfully by modeling. Name feelings without judgment. Listen attentively when speaking to children. Show patience and kindness when you make a mistake. Allow children to see what a sincere apology looks like. Teaching emotional intelligence is a journey, not a race. Our goal is not to demand perfection from children. It is to nurture growth on one small, compassionate interaction at a time. Every game children play and every caring response they observe helps build a foundation for stronger, healthier relationships. Even a few playful minutes can open the door to meaningful conversations about feelings, kindness, and cooperation, and caring for others. Imagine the kind of world we could help create if every child received regular opportunities to learn and practice empathy. Which of these 5 empathy building games will you try first? Share your answer in the comments. Subscribe to Priscilla's Educational Resource Hub for more practical tools, trusted guidance, and educational resources to help children learn, grow, and thrive. You can check out the description for any sources. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video.